In this video, we're going to focus on simplifying exponents with fraction, variables, and negative exponents. Now we have the given here, x to the fifth times y times x to the fourth. And when we simplify this expression, we have x to the ninth power, or x raised to 9y. If we rewrite x to the fifth, so we have x times x times x times x times x. So uh, we have 5x's here being multiplied to another x variable. So we have x to the fourth. So we have 4x. So when we count them, so pag binilang natin yan, so we have the same answer na x to the 9th power. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9x. Okay. So number 2, for the second example, we have x raised to 7 divided by x cubed. So when we simplify this expression, so we have x to the fourth. So how is it possible? So we have, how many x do we have in the numerator? We have we have 7x. Okay, 1 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for the denominator, we have 3x, 1, 2, 3. So let's count them. Just don't mind the parentheses here. Let us count them and simplify first, no? So may tatlong x sa ibabaw ng tulay, may tatlong x sa ilalim ng tulay. So tatanggalin ko yung tatlong x na yan sa ibabaw at sa ilalim. At ang natira lang sa ibabaw ng tulay ay 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 ang natirang x sa numerator. So we have x raised to 4. Okay? So that is the first two examples. How about the third example? We have x cubed raised to the fourth power. So, paano sinisimplify yan? So, ngayon, ang gagawin lang natin dyan, i-multiply lang natin yung exponent ng x dun sa exponent sa labas. So, meron tayong 3 times 4. We have x to the fourth. X raised to 12. So, 3 times 4 is 12. Now, paano nangyari yun? So, how many x raised to 3 do we have? So, meron tayong 4 na x raised to 3. Kapag sinulat pa natin yan na ganito, x raised to 3 times x raised to 3, x raised to 3 times x raised to 3, kagaya ng sinabi ko, meron tayong 4 na x raised to 3. If we multiply the x raised to 3, this expression, so we have x, then add the exponent, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So we have x raised to 12. So that is the third example. For the fourth example, we have x raised to 0. We all know that anything being raised by 0 uh, is always equal to 1. Okay? Uh, for example, we have 4 raised to 0. So 4 raised to 0 is 1. Okay? For the fifth example, we have x raised to negative 3. Okay? What about negative exponent? So, ano ginagawa dyan? Okay? So, alam naman natin na mayroong over 1 dyan sa baba. Ang ginagawa lang natin dyan, tinatanggal lang natin yung negative na exponent at ibinababa natin itong mismong variable. So, variable na may exponent. So, mangyayari dyan, we have 1 over x raised to 3. Okay? The negative 3 will become positive in the denominator. Okay? Kasi pinunta natin siya sa ilalim ng tulay. Okay, that is the first example. First, sixth example. Okay, what about this example? 1 over x raised to raised to negative 4. So, gaya ng ginawa natin kanina, yung x raised to negative 3, ibinaba natin. Ngayon, babalik rin natin yung process. Okay? So, since yung x na may negative na exponent ay nasa ilalim ng tulay, itataas natin siya sa ibabaw ng tulay. Okay? So, magiging x raised to 4, kagaya ng sinabi ko, yung negative na exponent, kapag tinaas natin yan, magiging positive, over 1. Pinagpaliktad lang natin. Okay? Or we can write the solution as x raised to 4th power. Okay? So that is the sixth example. Now, what about negative 3 raised to 2 and negative 3 raised to 2? So what's the difference between the two examples? Okay? Unahin muna natin itong baba. So we have negative 3, okay, nasa loob siya ng parenthesis at naka-raise ito sa uh, positive 2 na exponent. So we can write it as negative 3 times negative 3. Okay, negative 3 times negative 3 is also equivalent to positive 9. What about this one? Now, negative 3 squared. Okay, dito kasi we all know that yung negative yung square ay naka-raise lang sa 3. So pwede nating ilabas yung negative. So we have 3 uh, 3 squared, or it is also equivalent to negative 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. When you try this example in your calculator, so ito yung lumalabas, di ba? Kapag walang parenthesis, negative 9 yung lumalabas. Kapag may parenthesis naman, uh, positive 9 yung lumalabas. Now let's have, you can simplify this expression, the given example here, if you want. So we have x to the fourth times x raised to negative 9. For number 2, we have x raised to 3 raised to negative 5. And x raised to 7 over x raised to 12. Okay, so feel free to pause this video if you want to simplify the three examples. Okay, for the first example, we have x to the fourth times x to the negative 9. So, from the law, or from the rule, if we multiply these two uh, with exponent, so we can copy the base, or yung x, and add the exponents. Okay, so we have 4 plus negative 9. Okay, 4 plus negative 9. As you can see, mas malaki yung negative 9 kaysa sa 4. So, ang tendency yung negative yung mas malaki. Yung negative yung magiging exponent dito. And kapag pinag-add natin siya, 4 plus negative 9 is also equivalent to 4 minus 9. And that is 5. Okay, so not done yet. Uh, we need to uh, eliminate the negative here. So, ang kailangan natin gawin dyan, kunin natin yung x raised to negative 5, since may 1 dyan sa ilalim ng tulay or denominator, ibinababa lang yan at magiging positive yung exponent ito. So, magiging 1 sa ibabaw at x sa ilalim raised to negative 5. Okay, so this will be the final answer. For the second example, we have x to the third power raised to negative 5. So, kagaya ng sinabi natin kanina, kapag ganito yung form, minumultiply lang natin yung dalawang exponent. So, 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. Kailangan natin tanggalin yung negative na exponent. So, kailangan natin ibaba yung x raised to negative 15. Okay, para maging positive naman. Since may 1 dito, magiging x raised to 15. At yung 1 mapupunta sa taas. Okay? For the third example, we have x raised to 7 over x raised to 12. Ang ginagawa natin dyan, kapag nag-divide tayo, um, sinusubtract natin, no? Kinukuha natin yung difference ng dalawang exponent. So, we have 7 minus 12. Okay, 7 minus 12 is negative 5. So, x raised to negative 5. Or, we have 1 over x raised to 5. Okay? Next, another form para mas maintindihan natin, no, bakit naging ganito yung sagot natin. So, isulat natin yung number ng x dito sa numerator natin. So, ilang x ang meron tayo sa numerator? Meron tayong 7. So, x times x times x. Okay? Ito na yan. Times x times x times x. Ilan na yan? Times x. Okay, so meron tayong 7. Sa ilalim naman ng tulay, so meron tayong 12 na x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So, ngayon, bibilangin, yung dami ng x sa ibabaw ng tulay ay tatanggalin natin, tatanggalin natin ang dami ng x ilalim ibabaw ng tulay. Ganun din yung kasing rami ng x dito sa ilalim ng tulay. So, tatanggalin ko rin ng 7 x dito sa ilalim. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, at bibilangin ko yung natirang x sa ilalim ng tulay or sa denominator natin. So, ilang x ang natira? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meron tayong 5 x at dito meron tayong 1. Siyempre, when you divide x raised to 7 to x raised to 7, that is 1. So, we have 1 over x raised to 5. Kasi 5 nga yung natirang x sa ilalim ng tulay. Okay, so let's proceed with the example. Next example. Okay, what about this example 3? Let us try this example 3. 3x squared raised to 3. So, ano ginagawa natin siya? So, una, I think paghiwalay muna natin, no? So, we have 3. Since alam naman natin, aware tayo na may 1 dito, no? Si 3 ay may 1 dyan, may exponent na 1. Minumultiply natin si 1 dito sa 3. So, we have 1 times 3, that is 3. Okay, 3 raised to 3. And then for the x, 2 times 3, we have 6. Okay, then we simplify. So, how many 3's do we have? We have tatlong 3. 3 times 3 times 3. And then x raised to 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Times 3 is 27. So, the final answer is 27x raised to 6. Okay. Next example, we have negative 2x raised to 3y raised to 4 raised to 2. Okay? So, same process sa previous example. So, may 1 dito, di ba? 1 times 2. So, we have negative 2 raised to 2. Next, 3 3 times 2. So, we have 6. Yung y naman, meron tayong exponent of 4 times 2, that is 8. Okay? Then we simplify. So, negative 2 raised to 2. Okay, lagyan natin ng parenthesis yan. No? Negative 2 raised to 2, that is 4. And we have x raised to 6, y raised to 8. And that's the final solution. And what about this example? 5x raised to 3 times 4x raised to 7. So, anong ginagawa dyan, no? Ang ginagawa ko lang dyan, binumultiply ko yung number muna. So, 5 times 4, that is 20. Then, yung exponent, no? We have x raised to 3 times x raised to 7. When you multiply the variable with exponent, okay, so we add the exponent. So, x raised to 3 plus 7, that is 10. So, 20x raised to 10. For the next example, you can try this example. 4x raised to 3, y raised to 2, 7x raised to negative 4, y raised to 3. And then number 2, we have negative 2x raised to 3, y raised to 0, and 3, negative 4x raised to 0. Okay, kung alam niyo i-solve tong mga expression na to, feel free to pause this video and then answer this following expression. Okay, so for the first example, so kagaya ng ginawa natin kanina, minultiply ko muna, minultiply muna natin dito yung numbers, no? 4 times 7, that is 28. Okay, so yung x naman, hanapin natin yung kamukha niya, yung x din sa kabila, x raised to 3 times x raised to negative 4. Add natin yung dalawang exponent, so x, okay, so meron tayong 3 plus negative 4. So, 3 plus negative 4, okay, may utang kang 4, nagbayad ka ng 3, may utang ka pang piso, okay, so may negative 1 ka na exponent dyan. Okay, so okay na to. Last, we have y raised to 2 times y raised to 3. So, add natin si 2 at 3, meron tayong y raised to 5. Okay, hindi pa yan tapos. Kailangan natin tanggalin yung negative na exponent. So, ang ginagawa natin dyan, alam naman natin na may 1 dito sa ilalim. No? So, lahat ng negative na exponent sa ibabaw ng tulay ay binababaan natin sa ilalim ng tulay. Okay? Ibig sabihin, si x na may raised to negative 1, ibababa natin sa ilalim. Okay? So, since si 28, hindi naman negative exponent niya, 28 sa taas lang yan. Si x raised to negative 1, mapupunta yan sa ilalim at magiging positive 1 na yung exponent niya. So, hindi ko na kailangan ilagay yan. No? Si y raised to 5, nandito lang siya sa ibabaw kasi positive yung exponent niya. And that is the final answer. For the second example, we have negative 2x cubed times y raised to 0. Okay, as you can see, yung buong term na to ay naka-raise kay 0. So, anong mangyayari dyan, no? Pwede natin gawin to. No? Alam naman natin na si negative 2 ay may 1 exponent, si x ay may 3 na exponent, si y ay may 1 exponent. Distributive property. So, negative 2, 1 times 0, that is 0, times x, no? X cubed times 0, 3 times 0, that is 0, times y, 1 times 0, that is 0 pa rin. Then we simplify negative 2 raised to 0, anything being raised by 0, that is 1. X raised to 0, that is 1. Y raised to 0, that is 1. And if we multiply them, 1 pa rin yan. Okay? So, number 2 is 1. Okay? Number 3, negative 4x raised to 0. So, what's the difference? Dito kasi yung buong term ay naka-raise kay 0. Dito, si x lang naka-raise kay 0. O, hindi kasama si negative 4. Okay? So, syempre, hiwalay natin si negative 4 dyan. Add si x. Pag ni-raise kay 0, yan ay 1. So negative 4 times 1, that is negative 4. And that is the final solution. Okay? For the, ito yung last two example na ibibigay ko sa inyo. 24x raised to 7, y raised to 3, over 8x raised to 4, y raised to negative 12. And 35x cubed, y raised to 5, 63x raised to negative 4, y raised to 7, and then raised to 2. Okay, so dito muna tayo sa first example natin. So dito, ang ginawa natin dito, ang kailangan natin gawin ay i-divide muna yung 24 sa 8. So 24 divided by 8, yes, that is 3. No? X, okay. X raised to 7 divided by x raised to 4. So subtract natin, no, yung exponent, no. 7 minus 4. 7 minus 4 is 3, positive 3. Okay. Next, what about y raised to 3 divided by y raised to negative 12? Subtract natin yung 3 and negative 12. So 3 minus negative 12, okay, it is also equivalent to 3, no, plus 12. So negative times negative is positive, and that is 15, or positive 15. So y cubed over y raised to negative 12 is y raised to positive 15. And this will be the final solution. And for the last example, we have 35x cubed y to the fifth over 63x to the negative 4 y to the 7 raised to 2. So, ngayon, ang gawin muna natin dyan ay yung numbers muna, okay? So, tignan natin, no? Kung natin ang factor ng 35, so 35 is also equivalent to 5 times 7. 63 is also equivalent to 9 times 7. Then yung x naman, okay? And y. X cubed divided by x to the negative 4. So 3 minus negative 4. Same thing happened here. So we have 3 plus 4, and that is 7. Okay, positive 7 ang sagot. So we have x, ibabaw siya, no? Raised to 7. And then we proceed to y to the fifth over y raised to 7. So 5 minus 7. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. Okay? Ang sagot dito ay y raised to negative 2. So, hindi pa yun ang final answer. We can cancel out the 7. Okay? Divide natin the 7. And then yung y raised to negative 2, ibababa natin kasi since negative yung exponent niya. So, ang matitira dyan, we have 5 over 9. So, x raised to 7. Then, sa ilalim ng tulay, we have y raised to 2. And this is not the final answer yet. So, we have, kasi may square pa tayo sa labas, no? Square natin yan. So, ayusin muna natin. Yan. Okay, so, for the last and final step, distribute natin ang mga exponent dito, ni 5, ni x, ni 9, at ni y dito sa 2. Okay? So, we have 5. 5 raised to 1. 1 times 2, that is 2. Times x raised to 7. 7 times 2, that is 14. 9 raised to 1. 1 times 2, yan. 1 times 2, that is 2. And then y raised to 2. 2 times 2, that is 4. Okay? Let us simplify this number. So 5 raised to 2, that is 25. X raised to 14. 9 times 2, or I mean 9. 9 raised to 2, that is 81. Y to the fourth. And this is the final answer.